Hello, thanks for joining me today. All right, what I want to do in this video is I want to continue to focus on the protection piece of our financial model, but specifically, I want to cover disability income insurance. All right, so before I do though, let me ask you a question. What do you think is more valuable? The golden eggs or the goose that lays the golden eggs? Think about it. Well, most people say the goose. The goose is the most valuable thing. And why is that? Well, that's because that goose is going to be able to lay pretty much golden eggs indefinitely, right? So as long as you have that goose, you're going to continue to get those golden eggs. Well, you're the goose, okay? As long as you have the ability to earn income, well, you're going to continue to lay those golden eggs, so to speak. But what happens if for some reason, either through an illness or an injury, you can't earn an income anymore? Think about that. Your income is gone. How are you going to pay your mortgage? How are you going to pay the car payments? What about groceries, utilities, that sort of thing? It could really ruin your life if you have no more income. All right. So that's where a disability income policy comes in, because if because of an illness or an injury, you don't have the ability to earn income anymore, the disability income policy starts paying you income. So therefore, you can continue to meet your obligations. Now, if you work for a company, most large and medium-sized companies will provide as part of their employee benefits a disability income policy. And the great news with that is that most of the time it's free or very low cost. So I always recommend to my clients, get it, take advantage of that benefit because, like I said, it doesn't cost anything or it's very little. And so why not? I mean, it's a great benefit to take advantage of. Now, the thing with the employer benefit, the disability benefit, is that it's going to cover about 60% of your income. All right. Now, most plans do give you the option where that if you pay out of pocket, you can get that income replacement closer to about 70%. Okay. So that's good. But the other thing to think about too is that when you get that benefit, since the company is paying for it or paying the majority of that cost, when you start receiving that benefit, it's going to be taxable. Okay, so think about that. If you're getting 60% income replacement, after taxes, you're probably looking at more about 50%. So there's not a whole lot of people that are going to be able to go, undisturbed with only 50% of their income. It's still going to be tough, but at least 50% is better than nothing, right? So for those of you who are self-employed, obviously nobody's buying you a policy or offering to you. You have to go out onto the open markets and you have to buy your own personal disability plan. Okay, so there's advantages and disadvantages to both of those. And let me cover a little bit about the differences between if you go out and you buy your own disability income plan or you take the employer option. On the employer side, most of the time the coverage is going to be up to age 67 or your retirement age, which is good. All right. But that benefit that you get through your employer, it's not portable. In other words, once you leave that employer, if you separate, that benefit goes away. And hopefully the new employer that you go to work for has that benefit, because then you could take advantage of it. But if they don't, then you don't have any more disability. All right. The other thing is that most group disability plans, the type of coverages that they offer is basically called any occupation. So what that means is that if you have the ability to become gainfully employed, and that's a pretty wide definition, gainfully employed, that means pretty much anything. So, maybe you're working for an accounting firm, but you can be employed at, say, a fast food place. Well, you're gainfully employed, and so that benefit stops. Okay. The other thing too about most group plans is that they do not have a cost of living adjustment. So it doesn't necessarily keep up with inflation. On the individual side, if you purchase a disability income plan on your own, okay, that benefit that you receive, since you're paying for the premiums, that benefit you receive is tax-free. It's not taxable. So if you're paying for 60% or 70% income replacement, that's what you're going to keep. All right. The other benefit is that it is portable. So regardless of where you work or where you go, that benefit is going to stay with you for as long as you keep paying the premiums. In addition, you have the ability to kind of set the terms or protection timeframes that you want to have. So for instance, there's disability plans. You can have coverage for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, or up to age 67 or your retirement age. So a lot more flexibility built into that. In addition, most individual disability plans have what's called own occupation as an option. So what does that mean? So let's say you're in a profession where that you specialize, maybe, maybe you are a medical doctor, or maybe you are a researcher, or maybe whatever it is that you do. I mean, you specialize in that occupation. If you become sick or injured and you cannot do that specific occupation anymore because of that debilitating illness or injury, you will still receive that benefit, even if you're able to get a job doing something else that's not even related to that field. In other words, you won't be penalized. Okay, you'll be able to keep earning that. Most of them also have a cost of living adjustment built in too. So those are the major differences between the two. But my point is, regardless of which option you have, it's extremely important to have disability income replacement, because we never know if something's going to happen to us, and you don't want to have a situation where that you're not able to earn income anymore, and now you don't have the purchasing power at your disposal. So my recommendation to my clients is get it, have it in your model. Okay. Hopefully it's something you never use, but in the event something does happen, it's good to have. If you have any questions, reach out to me and we can talk about it in more detail. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on notifications so you can be notified of new videos that I post. Thanks for stopping by.